What if you're not aging too fast? You're just missing 5 habits your body quietly depends on after 60. Muscle, memory, balance, sleep, purpose. They don't fade because of age alone. They fade when we lose the systems that once protected them. Today we'll help you restore those systems with small daily habits that could change everything. Aging isn't a full stop, it's a shift. Your body doesn't want perfection, it wants alignment. When you give it the signals, it still understands movement, rest, connection. It remembers how to recover. Let's look at 5 habits that keep your strength, brain, and independence alive, no matter when you begin. 1. Longevity isn't just time, it's capacity. We often talk about aging in years. How old are you? How many years do you have left? But true longevity doesn't live in a calendar. It lives in your capacity, your ability to get up off the floor, walk across a parking lot without fear, recall a name, cook a meal, hug someone without pain. That's not just lifespan, that's health span. The width of your life, how much of it you can actually live. Metaphor. Imagine life not as a line, but as a bridge. Each step forward is only as safe as the planks beneath you. Your muscle, your memory, your rhythm of sleep and connection. The bridge may go far, but will it hold you all the way? The truth is, most people outlive their health span. They survive longer, but with less strength, less balance, less clarity. According to data from the National Institute on Aging, while average lifespan in the US is around 79 years, the average healthy lifespan is just 66 years. That's 13 years where the body is alive, but increasingly dependent. But it doesn't have to be that way. Researchers have identified 5 core domains that shape capacity after 60. Muscle strength and power, sleep quality and consistency, cognitive sharpness, metabolic stability, glucose, blood pressure, social engagement, and emotional health. The best part? Every single one of these can still be trained, even in your 70s and beyond. Ritual to try, capacity tracker. Each day write down 1 physical and 1 mental signal. Physical. How far did I walk today? How was my balance or joint stiffness? Mental. Did I forget names? Struggle with focus? Did I feel present? You don't need fancy equipment, just observation, patterns. And once you see where the capacity is thinning, you can start reinforcing the bridge beneath you. Because aging isn't about giving up steps. It's about restoring the footing under each one. So ask yourself this week, am I adding years or reclaiming the ability to fully live the ones I already have? 2. Muscle is your aging insurance. You don't lose strength because you age. You age faster because you lose strength. And the most dangerous thing is, you may not even feel it happening. Muscle loss after 60 doesn't happen in dramatic falls or collapsed knees. It happens in slower stair climbs, weaker grocery lifts. Needing the armrest to get up from a chair, it's called sarcopenia, and it begins quietly. But the longer you wait to rebuild, the faster independence slips away. Metaphor. Think of muscle as your longevity savings account. Every rep you do is a deposit. Every skipped protein meal is a missed opportunity. And when a fall, illness, or stress hits, you'll only recover as well as what you've stored. The Lyftmore Study in Australia, Beck, 2018, followed women over 65 using heavy resistance training. The result? Increased bone density, improved leg strength, fewer falls, greater confidence in daily movement. But here's the hidden challenge. After 60, your body experiences anabolic resistance, meaning it doesn't respond to protein or exercise the way it used to. You need more intensity in your strength work, more total protein to stimulate growth. The old rule of a little walking is enough? It's not. Not anymore. Ritual to try. The 3x1 strength habit. 3 times per week, do 30 minutes of resistance exercise. Focus on large muscle groups, legs, glutes, back. Use bands, dumbbells, body weight, wall sits, squats, push-ups. 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight per day, spread across 3 meals. Prioritize eggs, chicken, fish, Greek yogurt, tofu. Tip: use a tracking app like Chronometer or MyFitnessPal. Most seniors eat 30 to 40% less protein than they need. This is simply from habit. And remember, this isn't about vanity. It's about mobility. Muscle is your brake, your balance, your backup plan. Because if you trip on a rug at 72, the difference between a bruise and a broken hip might be the lunges you did last week. So ask yourself, is your body spending from a savings account you forgot to keep filling? 3. Sleep is when the brain cleans itself. You might think sleep is rest, a break, an off switch. But for your brain, sleep is the most productive time of all. At night, your brain doesn't shut down. It cleans itself. Like a night crew entering a building, it clears toxins, rebalances chemicals, and stores memory. All of this happens during deep, slow-wave sleep. But here's the problem. As you age, that deep sleep becomes harder to reach. And if you nap too late, eat too close to bed, or sip water late into the evening, you may be blocking the very window your brain needs to recover. Metaphor, sleep is your brain's housekeeping staff. If they can't show up on time, clutter piles up. And over time, what once was clarity becomes fog, forgetfulness, emotional reactivity. A 2021 study in the Journal of Sleep Medicine found that sleep fragmentation, waking up multiple times at night, increased risk of cognitive decline by 43% over a 5-year span in adults over 65. The culprits? Light exposure before bed, eating late at night, nighttime urination due to evening fluids. Declining melatonin levels drops 50% from age 30 to 70, but you can reclaim rhythm. Ritual to try, the 3-hour sleep reset. Stop eating 3 hours before bedtime. Digestion disrupts deep sleep. Hydrate fully before 6 p.m., then taper off to reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom, dim lights after 8 p.m., or use amber red lighting to protect melatonin. Make your bedroom cold, quiet, and dark. Ideal temperature 60 to 67 degrees. Fahrenheit 15 to 19 degrees. Celsius, use eye mask, blackout curtains, or white noise if needed. Go to bed and wake up at the same time daily. Yes, even weekends. Start tracking time to fall asleep. Number of times you wake up. Energy level. On waking, 1 to 10 scale. Optional, try 0, 0.3 to 1 milligram. Melatonin 30 minutes before bed, consult your doctor. Because sleep isn't passive, it's restorative precision, and your brain, even now, is waiting for the conditions to clean itself. So ask yourself tonight, is your sleep giving your brain the time to do the work that protects who you are? 4. Social health is physical health. You can take supplements. You can lift weights. You can eat well, sleep deeply, track steps and protein. But if you go days without being seen, if no one says your name, hears your voice, touches your shoulder, your body still registers danger. Because the human nervous system, especially after 60, treats social isolation as a threat, the same way it treats infection or injury. Metaphor. Loneliness is a low-grade inflammation that never shows up on a scan, but slowly wears down the systems that keep you alive. A 2015 meta-analysis by Holt-Lunstad et al., reviewing over 3.4 million participants, found that social isolation increased risk of early death by 26%, equal to the risk of smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And the effect isn't just emotional, it impacts immune regulation, heart rate variability, cognitive function, sleep depth, and rhythm. Loneliness increases levels of cortisol, the stress hormone. It weakens immune response, and it shrinks the hippocampus, the brain's memory and orientation center. But one point of contact, just one, can start to reverse that. You don't need to be social every day. You just need meaningful interaction, once a week, minimum. Ritual to try, the weekly connection. Anchor, schedule one of these per week. A phone call, a walk with someone, a small group gathering, a volunteer activity, a meal with a neighbor or relative. If energy is low or anxiety is high, start with 3-minute voice messages to loved ones, or send a photo and one sentence. Use a fixed day, every Saturday at 11, to create a rhythm. Optional. Join online communities with video or chat-based support, especially helpful for homebound individuals. Track how your mood shifts after, whether your sleep improves that night, how your energy responds over the next 24 hours, because we are not wired to age in isolation. We are wired to regulate through relationship. So, this week, ask yourself, who have you not reached for? And what might heal in your body when you finally do? Maybe aging isn't a collapse. Maybe it's a slow drifting away from signals that used to guide you: muscle, sleep, purpose, touch, the things your body once responded to without thinking. Now they whisper, and if you don't listen, the silence starts to feel like decline. But what if aging is not the enemy? What if it's a reminder to reconnect, to return to movement, not just for strength, but to feel solid in your own body again? To rebuild sleep, not just to rest, but to clear your mind so it can remember. To reach out, not for company, but because being seen is a biological nutrient. And to reclaim routines, not because they cure anything, but because they hold space for healing to begin. This isn't about being 30 again. It's about being whole again, right here, right now. So, pause today, not to ask, how old am I? But to ask, what part of me is ready to come back online, if I choose to give it what it's been missing? You don't need to change everything, just choose one. Strength. Lift something heavier than you did last week. Sleep. Dim the lights 2 hours before bed and feel the difference. Connection. Call one person and let them hear your voice. Nutrition. Hit your protein target just today. Stillness. Sit in silence and listen to what your body is asking for. Try it for 3 days. Track how your body responds. Small inputs, powerful returns. Which of the 5 habits are you ready to reclaim? Leave a comment with one quiet shift you'll start this week. You might give someone else the permission they didn't know they needed. Aging isn't the end of vitality. It's the beginning of listening. And what you rebuild now, muscle, rhythm, trust, becomes the bridge that carries you toward clarity, confidence, and dignity. Start with one system, one shift. Let healing return softly, one habit at a time.